Yo, what's up? My name's Patrouski, and welcome back to episode 10 of my PokePath gameplay series. I wasn't even sure if I was gonna be able to continue this. I wasn't sure if you guys were interested, but thanks to all of the likes, views, kind comments, people requesting it, I'm gonna go ahead and return the series. You guys really have so much power. I always try to tell people, viewers have so much power on the internet, choosing what you want to watch, what like buttons you want to click, the positive comments you want to leave. You really have a positive impact, and you can have a beautiful impact on everybody's days by literally just saying the smallest, nicest thing to a YouTuber, a creator you like, or even someone else in the comments. Just saying, dude, thanks for leaving a nice comment. I hope you have a great day. It goes a long way, and I want to hopefully give that back and return that energy to you guys whenever I can. And I've been returning this energy with PokePath because this game is really, really good, man. This game is really addicting. It's a lot of fun. There's so much to do. It's been a few days since I've played it, so I have to, figure out where I'm at and really figure out what I want to do from here. But I'm excited to load up the game, and that's always a fantastic feeling. Just to recap our progress, since it's been a second, we have almost 15 hours played on the game now. 0 shiny Pokemon, 51 out of 90 Pokemon owned, 3 of the achievements in the game, not a whole lot there. And then our map looks like this. We haven't touched Route 3-1. We haven't touched Route 2-2. Route 1-1, we're at wave 92. I know at wave 100, there's some big fight that I'm excited to see at some point. Route 1-2, we're at 57. Route 2-1, we're at 57. Funny that we're at the same place on both those maps. That's kind of peculiar. And I think coming back after a break, this is the perfect time to just go explore a new map. I'm going to head over to Route 2-2 for the very first time. Look at this beautiful oasis in the desert, and just see how far we can get on this map with our fire team. I'm going to be placing my Charizard, which has a 100% to burn opponents, right near the entrance. The Torkoal will be the backup Pokemon, and then Volcarona will be a little bit further back right here so that it can actually... do I want it further up? I really want it to be attacking Mons with that fire placement on it. So I think placing it closer to these two fire spreaders, the burn spreaders, is more important than having it closer to the entrance. And then I think this works perfect. I can place Ferrothorn here to slow down all the enemies coming in to increase the chance of the burn and Volcarona getting off their big damage. And then I think Spinda, the AoE goat, can honestly operate as sort of a backup option back here, just kind of clearing out whatever it needs to be chipped down. And if I put Greninja here, he only accesses this one little area of the route, right? But if I put him here, he can actually hit both Pokemon coming from both routes. So I'm going to go ahead and deploy him on the water right there. And then Rampardos, do I want to put him over here or over here? I'm thinking over here because I have more fire damage on this little route, right? So I think this should be decently safe. This is a really interestingly designed map. It's a pretty simple map, right? You have two very designated areas to which Pokemon can travel, and I think that's the really difficult part, is which way are they going to go, and how do you cover both sides of the map with only 8 Pokemon and only so many locations to actually set down your Pokemon. Do I want the Grumpig to be up here or over here? This Pokemon can only hit invisible, or can hit invisible Mons as well. So where do I think the invisible Mons will come from? That's a difficult situation. If Mons get... The other thing is look at the building, right? Look at the way the map is laid out. If Mons get past here, I have a long chance to stop them with Pokemon over here, right? If Pokemon get past this slot, my next chance to stop them is... I got Greninja here, to be fair. But then Spinda, there's less options without water-type Mons for Mons to be stopped if they get past this area than this situation, if that makes sense. The top path is arguably harder to defend unless you have more water-type Pokemon, to be fair. I'm going to go ahead and save this slot as my team 1, and I'm not going to worry about creating a second team quite yet. Maybe that'll happen in the future, but I'm not too stressed about that right now. Now, we do have 300,000 Pokeyen that I actually did grind just casually off camera. And I really want to get better at buying more items. I think it's one of the most powerful things I can do right now is just buying more items. The problem is so many of these items are so specific. This only being able to be held by Abracadabra and Alakazam. This only being able to be held by Clefairy or Clefable. I don't know if that's normal. If there's just so many specific items that it's difficult, I don't know how your guys' gameplay experience is. I'm having a tough time getting just blankets, generically powerful items, right? So I think I'm going to go ahead and buy this field terrain. I don't know how these items specifically... I've read so many comments and I've tried to learn about those, and I think it'll just have to come with practice. This item allows field and grass everyone to be placed in mountain terrain. That's something that I'm looking for. That is actually just straight up powerful. Increases range by 60. Here is a perfect example of an item that just blanketly increases power, just increasing range by 60. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 Pokemon with no item slot on them. That's the kind of thing that I'm looking for. That's huge. And then a burn buff cannot be held by Torkoal. That's how strong it is. Increases burn duration to 20 seconds. I'm going to plop that on my Charizard for sure. Spending a lot of our Pokeyen here, but I think it's more than worth it. I'm even going to buy these 2 cheap ones just to reset the item slots. We get heavy duty boots. This item allows strictly field when placed on grass. That's so, it's so specific. I like it though. It's interesting. If a mon can only be placed in field, it cannot be placed on grass. Increases damage dealt by 20%, but reduces by 1% for each enemy hit. Only for AoE, for area Pokemon. Interesting. Could that be? I have something on Torkoal. Interesting. I'm going to see what I can put on and see if I need to buy more items. First things first, the super easy one is the burn item being put on Charizard. Let me actually, you have to, take him off the field to put an item on him. No, wait, what? Why can I don't understand. Why can I not put an item on him? I've had this quote unquote problem, I guess, recently. Can you only have so many items on Pokemon? I don't know. Where's it even at? It says that Heat Rock increases the burn, cannot be held by Torkoal. I know it can't be held by Torkoal, but surely Charizard is fine, right? Can you only have so many items equipped? Oh, I just have the reading level of a 3rd grader. It can only be held by Torkoal. I love my job. I can only be held by Torkoal, not can't be held by Torkoal. Ugh. Guys, what are you talking about? I read every day. I read Twitch chat a ton. What do you mean I'm bad at reading? Okay, we're gonna put that item on Torkoal and move it back to where I wanted him to be. And we could put the I believe the recharge speed item, this over on our Charizard. That's the item that was on our Torkoal, so that works out perfectly. Really lucky that I have both Torkoal and Charizard with that little item situation. And then unfortunately, I don't know if I have anything that can be equipped by other Pokemon, which is just so shocking. Let's see if Volcarona can at least be given this, which is kind of interesting. Does that even give it any more like viable spots? I could put it back here, but do I really care about that? I guess, ooh, what I could do is I could put Torkoal here, put Volcarona here, and then Ferrothorn stays there. But now what? I don't move. Like Ripardo stays the same. I could put Grumpig here, I guess, or I could put, ooh, what if I put, does that open up? I guess that does actually open up something. That does actually open up something. I think it allows me to put Grumpig here. I like that, I think, a little. I don't know if that can quite has the range. I would love to give this that range boost item, but once again, it seems like items are so specific on the Pokemon that can hold them. What was even the item? I thought that'd be a fantastic item. Like, I misread this as well. Can only be held by Magikarp or Gyarados. Okay. I gotta read a little bit better, boys. Sorry about that. But that's okay. This series is all about mistakes and trials and tribulations and learning a new game from scratch. This is the point, having these beautiful little moments. You only have these little learning moments once when playing a game. And I think capturing this and showing people what it was like, 5 years down the road when people are playing PokePath, what was the game like on release, right? I think that's a really interesting thing to see versus when it's optimized and meta-defined in 10 years. Now, let me go ahead. I've been underrating how powerful Greninja is. I just arbitrarily feel like putting some level ups into it. So I'm going to spend the rest of my Pokeyen on that. Up to level 50 on our Greninja. It's actually one of our highest level Pokemon now. And then Ferrothorn's been putting in disgusting work, so I'm going to put the rest of our Pokemon to 2 level ups there. So let's just go ahead, and from this point forward, let's just start cranking through. I feel like we'll have a pretty safe time against these waves for a very long time. I don't know how far we'll get. I think once again, Route 2-1, we were able to get to wave 57. So getting to wave 50 would be amazing on a map like this. Then I'm hoping for at least wave 35. I think that's the current goal. Wave 35 will be the current goal, and we'll see how this plays out. Charizard putting in absolute work so far, being one of the only mons that these mons are actually getting faced against so far is the big thing. These Cascoons, it's wave 2. I might not be looking at wave 35. It is wave 2, and these Cascoons have like 810 HP combined. That is so much higher than what we've seen on these early waves. Also, these Cascoons are slower than your Nan. What the 0.5 speed? I have this on like double. Look at this. So here's their natural speed. Oh my goodness. Okay, no wonder. So they're really bulky and they're high HP and, tanky, but they're just slow as snails. In come Bronzors, which seem to be a similar build, where they have even more HP, like 1300 or so HP, 0.8 speed, so a little bit faster than the Cascoon. Also, keep in mind, this is a brand new map, right? So every single wave that we complete is a new personal best and does unlock us a new gold star, which at 320, which we're pretty far from, to be fair. We're about, what is that, 108? I'm terrible at math, once again, math and reading, apparently. At 108 more gold stars, I will be able to unlock a new Pokemon slot, which these are like one of the most powerful things you can get the upgrade for and unlock in the game. These just really snowball your progress. And while I am decently far from that, I'm wondering if I can get like, if I can get 50 on this map and then 50 on this map, that's 100 right there, right? And then if I can get up to, I also had yeah, if I could get to wave 50 on this map, potentially wave 50 on 3-1, even in like 76 more, or sorry, 86 more stars will unlock 1-3. Like, we can snowball our progress pretty hard. We have to just kind of put in the hours and put in the grind and the effort. I think one of the biggest things that people have been discovering when playing this game, and I've seen a lot of people in my community talking about it, is this game is like a really good idle game, like maybe too good of an idle game, where like the best strategy becomes to just like go AFK, never turn off your computer, and keep the game running in the background, which is a little funny, but also like not a bad. I like those kind of games, you know, it's all personal preference, but to the point where people are starting to think of like non-idle playthroughs. Or I really like the fact that the game had this implemented so quickly. You can do a permadeath, right? So like when you lose, that prevents the idle like AFK kind of game mode, where if you do lose all 14 lives, you like lose entirely, right? Like your whole, I assume your whole account or your whole, I don't know how exactly that works. So like, I guess the whole map, I'm not even fully sure of how this works, but it does seem like there are ways to kind of implement a more difficult run if that's something you're interested in, which I think is really cool. To have that implemented a few months into the game's development is pretty crazy. But now we're seeing fully evolved mon come in. Dustoxes, Beautiful Eyes. I could whip out my Smeargle here if I wanted to shiny hunt, and maybe we'll do some shiny hunting in the future, but this episode is not about shunting. This is about progress, seeing where we stand and how long it will take to unlock certain things. My Charizard is putting absolute work. I'm going to go ahead and put some level ups into him while I can afford them, down to 200 Pokeyen once again. And now we see Loudred's coming in. We're seeing a lot of Pokemon for the very first time, which is always cool to see. They have just 1,500 HP flat, no shields or anything. Magnetons with over 2,500 total HP, including the health and the armor. We're at wave 16. We've earned tons of gold stars, up to 222 right now. Oh, whoops, I missed a few things off camera. Apologies. A Bronzong I did just catch going through. I've lost 3 hearts, unfortunately, but I am now up to wave 28. That's the most important thing. So we are gaining gold stars, new personal bests. 3 hearts lost by wave 28. My goal was wave 35, and that's looking a little bit scary now. I might start losing around wave 30 to 32. Yeah, we're at wave 29 now. Look at all these different Pokemon going through. I wonder if oh, a lot of mons might get through there, but Spinda sniped some of them towards that end. I wonder if it's worth to start having like a backup setup here, or what that backup setup would even look like. Maybe just like having mons placed over here. I'm not totally sure. A lot of mons are heading. I feel like almost more Pokemon head down the south route. Yeah. Look at this. Look at the number of mons heading down this route versus that top route. I'm going to stop autoing the waves here, and I'm going to move I'm going to like make a little, you know, rotation. I'm going to make a different setup, because I feel like so many mons. Look at this. Way more mons are heading this south route, it feels like. And it's hard for Rampardos and Spinda to take them all down. I'm going to move like Larvesta or like Charizard right over, for example. Once again, stop the auto waves from just progressing. And let's go ahead and, you know what? Let's have like, so this is... my route 1 is saved. My template 1 is complete. Let's have like this. Maybe this could be my backup route potentially. We could even move like this over here, I guess. It feels like a lot to dedicate everything over to the right side is the only problem, but I guess Spinda and Greninja should catch the ones up here. So hopefully it should be fine. Do I even need... I shouldn't move that down. That doesn't go down. But we'll save this in slot 2. So now we have slot 1, slot 2. All right. I think that should work a bit better. Once again, it feels like so many Pokemon are going the south route. So I'm going to try to... I can even like flop back and forth pretty quickly during... Look at this. So there's 2 that go up here, 3 that go... Maybe it's pretty... maybe it's even. maybe it's because these mons do so much damage. I'm going to swap over here to kill that Bronzong. But then there's a Bronzong that's going to get through. Oh, no, like that. That's just hard. I think I just don't have enough damage, honestly. That's just a product of... And because I swapped the way I did, that Bronzong got taken down at least, but I think I lost a few hearts there due to swapping. So I think it really just comes down to just having more damage or needing more damage potentially on this right side. Oh, isn't my Volcarona in the wrong spot now? Oh, I have to resave. Oh, my Volcarona... Oh, wait. My vault. Oh no, all my mons lost their items. I didn't resave after I put items on my Charizard. Oh fuck. Okay, we'll have to really fix this then after this wave. Hope I can survive this without losing too many hearts. No hearts lost would be phenomenal. Let me swap over here just in case, but I should be fine. Yeah, let me resave template 1. Whoopsie. Here, I can actually fix my item layout by just going to template 2. So now, as you can see, template 1, you know, no item. Template 2, item, and then heat rock on Torkoal. I can just switch to template 2 and then move everything back to where I wanted it to be, which I believe was something like this, if I recall. Yeah, we can just move it back like this and then resave on template 1, if that makes sense. All right, so now here is our template 1. Here's our template 2. Template 1, template 2. Team 1, team 2. Let's try this again. And the only difference was Grumpig was over here previously, and maybe I'll move him back. But for now, I kind of like him here. I feel like he can hit both spots, so I'm going to keep the Grumpig there for now. Why are these mons destroying me? I'm getting, they're passing through. Okay, we stopped them all somehow, but they passed through super quickly there. Oh, nothing got through there, just barely. 6 Brong. That's gonna be like, I think it's gonna be at least 3 hearts lost. I could be wrong, but 6 Bronzong coming in. This could be my downfall. This is easily the Pokemon I've had the hardest time with. Yeah, 1 went north side, 1 went south side. It's dead even. Let's see if it happens again. Yeah, maybe I was thinking, it felt like more were going south, but I think it's just because my damage on the south route is weaker. I'm gonna move my Grumpig over here then to hopefully help out a little bit. I'll resave this as slot 1. We were able to take out that 1 Bronzong because of that change. Can spin to take this down? Yes, it can. Okay, it healed there for a quick sec. That was a little scary. Woo. Dust Oxes have a decent speed, 1.2 speed. It seems a Yanma 1.4. All right, that's wave 35 complete. That was my guesstimate. My guesstimate was wave 35. Now we have 2 Drifloons, new Pokemon coming in, 5k HP. If I get the guess exactly right and I go ahead and take the loss now on wave 36, I guess, we made it to 35. That would be pretty funny. That might be what happens. This Drifloon is going to peek through just barely. The Spinda could not snipe it in time. It does snipe a few other mons, though. Thankfully, the Beautifly also going to sneak through. Another Beautifly sneaks through. We're down to 5 hearts left with a few Pokemon coming up. Thankfully, we do complete wave 36. Just barely. Lost a lot of hearts there. And that is going to be us going down. Wave 37, I guess 35. We got to wave 37. Not too shabby. I'm going to click retry for now. We also did get 63,000 Pokeyen. I'll put that into some upgrades. What do I want to put the love into? I'm thinking Charizard. Charizard's felt quite good. Don't get up to level 50. Yeah, we came to level 50. Then we're getting everything up to 50. Torkoal has been super good. People have talked about in the comments how good Torkoal is, especially with that Heat Rock upgrade now. Ooh, maybe it's even more important to like put more love into Torkoal. And I'm going to go ahead and go one more time. I'm not going to put a whole lot of effort into this one. Just going to go ahead and take the upgrades, put the love where I can. I'll even upgrade throughout the waves this time, but I'm just going to full idle this and see if I can get a new PB or get any further. I don't know if I'll be able to, but we're going to see how it plays out. Maybe I'll even end up replacing Grumpig. Maybe that was it. There's like no invisible mons, at least from what I've seen. Replacing Grumpig could potentially be a good upgrade for this map and composition. You know what? We're seeing a ton of armor Pokemon on this map. Maybe that's the play. Bringing in something like Hawlucha or Excadrill to deal double damage to armor. That could be exactly what this team needs. And I'm thinking, should I go the Hawlucha? So Hawlucha does double damage to armor, but it's single target. Versus, it says shape circle. Yeah, the normal shape. Versus Excadrill is an AoE attack. I don't know which is better. I'm honestly not totally sure. I guess it depends on the positioning. I like the idea of going Hawlucha just to have a new Pokemon. We've used Excadrill in the past. Even though it would be good here, I feel like Hawlucha would be a lot more fun. So you know what? I'm going to pause this next wave and take out our Grumpig and go either Hawlucha or Excadrill. Maybe even both if we could fit them on temporarily. Maybe getting rid of our Spinda, which sounds crazy. Or getting rid of our Rampardos potentially, temporarily. You know what? Like, it's not like Rampardos is doing like that much damage, sadly, anyway. We are low on HP, so it's time to shine, but it's still just not powerful enough, in my opinion, personally. So I'm going to try the Excadrill and Hawlucha strats. Almost all of my Pokemon have either been not renamed or I renamed them and then I didn't save properly and they didn't get remembered. So I'm going to go ahead and go through and name all my teammates as well. Charizard becoming Aquays for the rest of time. Torkoal could become Hoki, a fellow Pokemon content creator doing really cool stuff. We're going to go ahead and rename that. Ferrothorn can be Smooge. I feel like that fits perfectly. Shout out Smooge. Love him. And then Volcarona can be Spidget. Even though I don't really see Spidget as a Volcarona, like personality-wise, he's more of a, maybe even a Hawlucha, but you know what? I like Spidget being a big, powerful threat on the team. And then Hawlucha can be named Clarko because he is a fighter. And then shout out to Danny, who just recently lost a secret shiny Lapras in the Safari Zone. As I'm recording this, you get to be the Excadrill King. I really wish there was an item that I could put on these Pokemon to allow me to place them like right here. Maybe there is, and I don't know what it is. Like, that would be really, really helpful right now. Let's go double check the Pokemart just to be sure, but that would be really, really, really beneficial. Strictly field mons be placed on grass. I don't think that any of these are strictly field. I think they're field and mountain. Yeah, both are field and mountain. Is there anything similar to damage dealt? I don't think so. This one is allows water mons to be placed on the field. That's interesting. I can move Greninja. Is Greninja water only? Greninja might be water only. Let's go field water. Nope. The placement is easily one of the tougher aspects of the game. That has been talked about a few times. It is difficult, man, to get proper placements. But having these mons that can break through armor, and then my fire team on the top side, and then my armor breakers on south side. This might be the strat that I need. Now, I do need to put some love into my Hawlucha and my Excadrill. I don't have a whole lot of Pokeyen, right? Only 17,000. I'm just going to put whatever I can into these mons for now. I just have to go with level ups as we crank through the waves. I did get my Hawlucha and both at level 32. That's not bad. Not bad, but we definitely need a lot more progress. Let's just go one wave at a time for now instead of just putting it on auto. It's funny, I said that I was gonna go ahead and idle and like not care about this, but that didn't last long. I've now this game is just too engaging. It's too engaging and fun. Like, if you're sitting at your desk, it's hard to just ignore it, you know? That's the beauty of the AFK-ness and idle ability, I guess, of this game. If you're going on a walk with your wife or going to the grocery store, run it in the background. Hell yeah, gamer. If you're at your desk, you're usually gaming on it. We have much more mons. 40 Dustox is coming in, 4 Beautiflies, 1 Yanma. And let's see these armor damage dealers doing a fair bit, but still not able to take down. Ooh, I think that did take a heart. That was really close, though. Those armor damage dealers definitely made a difference there when battling that Bronzor, but it still may not be enough sometimes. And I think with upgrades, it might get there. I think that's what they just really need right now is more upgrades. Since there's not that many, like the Bronzons aren't in high quantity a lot of the time, I think just going for single target damage versus the AoE on my Excadrill might be a little bit better. One of those Yanmas I think just got, the Yanmas are decently fast. It's definitely a tough map, man. Tough map. We're on wave 33 and I'm down to 3 HP. My PB was 37 before, so I'm not doing as well this time. The under-leveled Pokemon really shining through. I didn't realize how much those levels really mattered on the Rampardos and stuff, but it really, really does, obviously. You know, strength and numbers, right? Just those base and pure statistics definitely are factoring in. But the Rampardos and Grumpig were both level 40. These are level 30. They're about 10 levels lower. And it's not that difficult. I wonder if I should be putting more money into level ups rather than items right now then. We did take down... Look, there's a difference being made, though. Those Bronzongs all getting taken down. 0 hearts being lost there. Getting these like 5 levels up to level 35 from 30 might have been the difference maker. Like, that literally might have made the difference of having those Bronzongs survive versus not in that exact wave right there. That felt like a huge difference. Every single little level up matters, and I'm getting Pokeyen, like, you know, enough Pokeyen to at least level up 1 Mon per wave. You know what? We got to the exact same spot as last time with a different team. Wave 37 was gotten to. That's fine. I feel pretty good about that. Like, having some underleveled mons comparatively. I think if we do get these leveled up, we could reach a new PB here pretty soonish. And I'm going to go ahead and try to do that. I'd love to see wave 40. I think wave 40 would be a fantastic goal before calling this a successful PokePath session. All right, we're back to wave 30 with, I think, no hearts lost on this current run, this current attempt. I'm going to keep putting level ups into my shield breaking and armor breaking Pokemon, multiple on our Hawlucha. I really like that. Hawlucha's a really cool Pokemon. Gen 6 was the last Pokemon game, Pokemon Y, that I actually played in terms of traditional Pokemon. It's so funny. I love Pokemon. I love Pokemon MMOs. I love Pokemon tower defense games. It's funny. I think I'm more of a, I would say, I am more of a PokeMMO player than a Pokemon player. You know, I understand Pokemon fan-made games a lot more than traditional Pokemon games. I've just always enjoyed them and been more attracted to them and appreciated their design and balancing much more. And the flexibility, the potential that is there in the Pokemon universe, right? But Hawlucha, you know, Gen 6, Pokemon Y was the last game that I actually played. I'll never forget running into a Hawlucha in the wild and being like, this is a cool fucking Pokemon. I am losing some HP here. We're at wave 33 with 5. I think it is 2 more hearts than I had last. I think last time I had 3 hearts going into wave 33. So hoping I can make it through here. I almost want to put a level up into our Spinda, since our Spinda is our last line of defense here. Maybe that's something that I need, but it's hard to tell. 2 more upgrades into our Excadrill, getting that up to 40 would also be fantastic, because that would put it at that same place where Grumpig and Grumpig and Rampardos were both at before. A lot of Bronzons heading this way. I'm gonna move a Charizard over here temporarily. There's just so many Bronzons heading down this path. That might have helped me take down that 1 extra Bronzon, but I'm not totally sure. This is wave 35, so we're 2 away from our previous PB, our personal best. We're almost at, we need a little bit more Pokeyen. We're almost at 1 more level up for our Excadrill once again. Once we get that to 40, maybe I'll start putting, there we go. There we go. Level 40. So back to where our team was in terms of levels just recently. Level 40 now on the Excadrill. Every Mon's level 40 plus. Our lowest level Mons are Clarko and Danny, level 40 apiece. And then besides that, level 46 on our Ferrothorn is our next lowest. A lot of Pokemon coming in, hopefully taking no hearts of damage here. The Spinda is able to, the Spinda in the Halucha and the Excadrill all combining their efforts. Come on, snipe them, Spinda. I think we did lose 1 HP there, 1 heart. Oh, Spinda trying his heart out to just snipe everything down. I think I am going to start putting some more levels into Spinda here where possible. I do think Spinda is falling off in the later game, as expected. Oh, I'm going to lose a lot. This is wave 37. This is where I usually lose, and I lost again on wave 36. No! I lost 1 wave earlier this time. Huh. It just goes to show you sometimes things just play out differently. Interesting. Okay, I mean, fair enough. Alrighty, man. I feel like before we can see wave 40, we're gonna have to do some grinding on a different map, unfortunately. So I may go do a little bit of passive grinding off camera over here on Route 1, potentially, or I'll just, call it for today and see you guys with more progress in the next episode. For now, I will see you guys later. Thank you so much for watching another episode of the PokePath series. This game has been a blast, and I just hope that you guys enjoy it a little bit, 10% as much as I enjoy playing it. Like the video if you enjoyed it. That means the world and lets me know you want to see more PokePath content. The likes and subscribes on these videos are super crucial. Subscribe if you want to see more videos. I do upload every single day. You can follow me on Twitch for PokeMMO live streams, usually Monday through Thursday at 12 p.m. ET. And if you want to go above and beyond and support this series, YouTube memberships, Twitch Primes, Twitch subs, PayPal, and Venmo donations do go a very long way in supporting me. Thank you guys for watching. Have fun playing whatever Pokemon games you enjoy today, and I'll see you guys later. But for now, peace, Reno. Yo, what's up? Patrouski here. I wanted to take this second to say thank you so much for watching the entire video. It is thanks to people like you I'm able to make the content that I do, as well as everybody whose name is listed here. That's it for me. Have a fantastic day.